and then we're going to close it. I did not mention, by the way, thank you to the superintendent, Mr. Pedro Martinez, for being here for this wonderful occasion. And again, thank you to the principals for allowing us to perform. Thank you very much. Thank you. Again, we are in difficult times, and for some reason, music is very energizing and very powerful class. And we enjoy performing, we enjoy teaching, whether it's Zoom, whether it's live, whether it's both. We're here for the kids. So I hope you enjoy our Fox ALA class mariachi. By the way, how many ALA mariachi do we have? ALA, raise your hand, ALA. Nice, round of applause. In fact, seniors, raise your hand. How many Fox? In order to combine, I had to come up with a logo. This is our logo, which is Mariachi Tradition, and it says ALA Fox and CAS. So it's a beautiful logo, and it combines all these schools. In the Mariachi program, it's a very strong thing. It's a very strong program. So again, thank you very much. We have a beautiful selection for you guys. And again, after this, we're gonna pass it to Ms. Thank you very much.
1, 2, 3.
Thank you. If we can give a big round of applause and a thank you to the Fox Tech Campus Mariachi. Good afternoon. My name is Kathy Beezer, and I'm the proud principal of the Advanced Learning Academy. It's my pleasure to welcome you to our town hall. We are very excited to share all of the great things happening on the Fox Tech campus. At this time, I would like to invite my colleagues to give greetings, beginning with Dr. Eddie Rodriguez from CAST-Med. Dr. Rodriguez.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Eddie Musquiz Rodriguez, principal of CAST-Med High School. I'd like to thank everyone for coming today and just very quickly let you know that our school, which is located at Brooks, is focused on medicine, and we are a dual language campus as well. So we're excited to be here, excited to share ideas and information regarding our school as well. Our table is located over to my right, and I look forward to seeing many of you at our table. Thank you again for being here. Appreciate it. I would now like to introduce Dr. Melissa Alcala, principal of Cass Tech High School.
Good evening, families, and thanks for your commitment to your children and the schools represented tonight, as well as SAISD, by giving us your time tonight, because we know it's 5:30 and it can be tricky to get somewhere by 5:30 when you've had a full day of work and you've got children to coordinate. So thank you for doing that. As the principal of Cass Tech High School, we're excited to have our first inaugural graduating class this year. And that will take place in June. So we're very excited about that. But we want to thank you for being here tonight. And now I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Jennifer Benavides, principal of Fox Tech Health and Law Magnet.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Isn't this facility just beautiful? I hope you enjoy it just as much as we do. We're so glad to have you at our campus, for you to see the wonderful things our kids are doing every day, and to get a sneak peek into our facilities tonight. We will be available to help answer any questions that you have, and we will have opportunities for you to take a tour of our campuses right after this. You will go to the tables that are out here in the mall area, and they'll be happy to take you on a tour of their campus. As a principal of Fox Tech Health and Law Magnet, I'm so proud and honored to be with you tonight to showcase all of our schools. And now I'd like to introduce you to our leader in chief. Superintendent Pedro Martinez joined San Antonio ISD in 2015, bringing to the district a laser-like focus on improving academic achievement. As a data-driven leader with in-depth knowledge of academic reform strategies, he firmly believes students will rise to the challenge with the proper supports, that by setting the bar high, many more students will demonstrate the aptitude and aspiration to perform at higher levels and be well prepared for college and career. Under Superintendent Martinez's leadership, the district has risen, earning a B rating by the Texas Education Agency in the state's accountability ratings in 2019. The district continues to soar, and most recently passed its largest bond package ever with a $1.3 million bond approved by the community in 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly introduce Superintendent Pedro Martinez.
Good afternoon, everyone. Soon to be, I think, good evening, but thank you for joining us today. And as you can see, we're spreading people out, so thank you for helping us and keeping everybody safe. We also are live streaming this, so we have quite a few individuals who are also listening to this online real time. And so we want to do a couple of things today. So first, I want to just introduce myself a little bit to you, a little bit about my background. I also want to share with you that it's going to be myself and Trustee Steve Lechlow, who's going to be joining me. That we're both going to be doing a presentation together. So I will do my first part, and then Trustee Lechlow will be doing his part. And I'll say a few more things about Trustee Lechlow just before he presents, but I want to make sure we acknowledge Steve. And so just a couple quick things. So one is, just a little bit of who I am. I've been blessed to be your superintendent since 2015. I've been here now 6 years. Originally, I was born in Mexico. I came to the US when I was turning 6. I was an English language learner. And my father never made more than $7 an hour. He worked 2 jobs his whole life. I'm the first in my family to graduate from high school, to go to college. And it was the change in my trajectory that allowed my family to really improve their life. And so I'm the oldest of 12, 10 of us still alive. Everyone in my family has either finished college or finishing college. We have 4 teachers, we have an oncology nurse, a soldier who was in the Marines, did 2 tours in Iraq. So we're the family that, we're the story that we want every family to have, which is that our children, when they're given the right supports, that they're successful. So every decision we make in San Antonio is driven by, how do we help your child reach their dream, whatever that dream is. And when you think about this campus here, it was just, just when I first started, we were just thinking about the idea of different programs here. And here we are now, fast forward, We have 3 wonderful schools, Fox Tech, who has just gotten stronger. So, I mean, first of all, let's acknowledge any alumni from Fox Tech here. Let's acknowledge that, please. If you wouldn't mind standing up so we could celebrate you. So when I first got here, all I heard was, you got to make sure the Fox Tech stays open. You got to make sure that we protect Fox Tech. I said, we're going to even go even one better. We're going to invest in Fox Tech. And you can see that, the renovations we've done with the 2016 bond. And by the way, Fox Tech is the largest project in the 2020 bond. And that was Trustee Lechlow, who I remember we had a community meeting, and Trustee Lechlow said, the investment from 2016, that is a down payment, and you will see the rest of it in the next bond. And I'll tell you, to a man of his word, you have the biggest allocation of our 2020 bond here in the Fox Tech campus overall. So again, thank you to the community for passing that referendum, but Fox Tech has the biggest project. And so again, so today what I want to share with you is a little bit of our story of San Antonio. I'm going to start with just giving you, because we've gotten a lot of questions ahead of time. And a lot of the questions, understandably, I'm getting from parents is, what is happening right now with COVID, right? What is our status? What's going to happen as we finish the year? And and a lot of questions about next year. So let me spend a couple minutes on that. So right now, as we speak, we have 50%, 50, of our children approximately district-wide in person. Some campuses are a little bit more, some a little bit less. One of the things that I'm very proud of is we've been gradually phasing in children. And we have been actually had always the lowest percentage of children in person across the region. Now, why is that? That is because when you look at the zip codes we serve, and we serve multiple zip codes here in the inner city of the district, our zip codes have a caseload and a death rate that is significantly higher than many of the more affluent zip codes in our city. So for example, the death rate from COVID was 5 times higher at its peak than what it was in some of the northern zip codes. And so we just said, and the majority of our parents, frankly, are essential workers. They're working at HEB, they're working at the restaurants. And so we said, we gotta keep that in mind. We advocated in November to start COVID testing in our schools, and we started piloting. And by the way, this was one of the first schools that we piloted at. And so fast forward, we now have COVID testing in every single campus. Over 70 to 80% of our staff and students take advantage of that. And as we bring in more phases of students, we invite students that have been remote to get tested before they come in. And so we put in those procedures. We're one of the few districts in the country that has COVID testing in every single campus. And so our goal, we're going to continue that for the rest of the year. We're working with Community Labs, our partners, to secure funding for them so that they can be a part of our district next year as well to provide COVID testing. Here's the other thing that now has been a big game changer for us is vaccines. So we advocated very much, and we did even a national press conference to get vaccines prioritized in our state for our school staff, because we weren't prioritized in the beginning. Fast forward, that finally happened. This Monday, we will have the last group of staff, almost 3,000 from campuses that we're taking to the mall to get their second shot. So that means as of Monday, every one of my staff that chose to be vaccinated will be fully vaccinated with their second shot by Monday. So that is a big deal. Folks, I'm not stopping there. I am not stopping there. I'm gonna make sure that every one of our seniors gets vaccinated before they graduate in our building. And that is, I'll tell you that, I am obsessed with that. We have 250 this Friday that we're already starting to get vaccinated. So we're starting at some of our larger high schools, but we're gonna do all the high schools. So again, you have my commitment. We're not gonna stop to all, because I want our graduating seniors, I don't want them to worry about that. By the way, they will also get their meningitis shots, because I don't want them for that to be an obstacle. And you're gonna hear some great stories today about the colleges that the children are getting into. I don't want COVID or anything else to stop them from reaching those dreams. Next year, a lot of questions about next year. How will we start next year? Our goal is to start in person, but we will have remote options for children that need them. And so here's what we're seeing on the vaccine front. Right now, vaccines are approved for 16-year-olds with one of the vaccines, Pfizer. And so that's the one right now, that's the predominant one that's being used in Texas. So that's great for us. So we can get as many of our high school seniors vaccinated, maybe even our juniors. But then we know that the next vaccine that's going to be approved, and we think it could be as early as May, is for 12-year-olds and up. So that means that in the summer, we could start vaccinating our middle school students. Remember, none of this will be required. But will be strongly recommended. But that will have a chance to vaccinate our middle school students. Our youngest children, I don't project that we're going to have vaccines available until well into either the end of the year or even next calendar year. It's just a lot more complicated to get vaccines approved for such young children. So we know that there's some children that are going to need to start remote. So we will have programs for children that need to start remote next year, but our goal is to start with as many children as possible in person. And in fact, we want to still continue to bring in phases this year as long as cases stay low. And here's the only other thing I'll say about COVID. I need everybody to continue to be safe. We have seen very low cases in our district. We've been averaging less than 1% with over 140,000 tests. But even in this last week, I started seeing a tick up in cases. And we now put it in our website. You can see every campus, and you can see cases for each of the last 4 weeks. So you have that public now, you can see that. Many of our parents were really excited because many of their schools, they were seeing 0 cases for 3 weeks in a row. This last week, we saw a small tick up, maybe 1, 2 cases, but we saw it in several schools. And so for us, we just want to ask the community to continue to be safe, please, because we see no transmission in our schools. But again, when the community cases go up, we start seeing them in our schools. And remember, we have testing, so we identify them very early, but still, that's just something that I would ask of the community, continue to be safe. But that's our goal for next year. We want to start in person, but we will have options for children that need to start remote, and we'll have a dedicated team of teachers that will work and support our children that are remote. So let me go right into the presentation because we have a lot to share with you. So again, myself and Trustee Lecho will be doing this presentation. So one of the things that, that I'm really proud of, and this is in the last 2 years that we had testing, I'll show you some data of accountability. So our commissioner back in 2019, for the first time ever in the district's history, came and announced statewide results at one of our schools, at Schenck Elementary of the South Side. And so that was a big deal because we had never had the committee. By the way, he brought all the leadership, the Speaker of the House, the Lieutenant Governor. It was a full media, event. And he said, San Antonio ISD is going to be a B district. We knew that because we had already done some projections. What we didn't know was that we had the highest achievement gains of any district in the state of Texas. In fact, he said San Antonio is the district to watch because they are showing our state that poverty will not determine the destiny of their children. And the reason he said that was, first of all, this has been our trajectory. So back when I started in 2015, our state was just starting to give grades to districts and eventually was going to give grades to schools. We asked, what is our grade? And this was when they first started in 2016. You can see what our grade was. Look where we're at today. In addition, we had almost 70% of our schools that had what we call F seats. That has been reduced now by 80%. By the way, STAR testing was canceled last year, but our projections showed that that number that you see for the most recent year was going to be down another 70% by the end of last year. That was the trajectory that we have been on since 2015. And by the way, it is at scale. It is not 1 or 2 schools. It is literally at scale. What you're seeing here is results for the last 2 years. You're seeing 68%. That's the percentage of schools that are showing gains. It is at scale district-wide. And so again, it's a lot of work and it takes a lot of resources, but partnering with our parents, our teachers, I always say they're doing God's work. And again, we want to make sure we support them, but this work is at scale. Our graduation rates have been rising. Our dropout rate is at the lowest that we've ever had in the district's history, under 10% for the first time in the district's history. But not only are the children graduating, they're college ready. When you look at our SAT and SAT scores, the TSI, which by the way, parents, you need to understand this exam. If your child does not pass the TSI and they go to any of our colleges, they got to take remedial classes. What does that mean? Those classes don't count for graduation. They don't count towards their credit, and you're paying for those classes. I think it's a sin that children have to take these classes, but that is what happens if they're not ready. And so we have now closed the gap with the state on college readiness, and we're not stopping here, but we have now completely closed that gap. And we're seeing it right now in terms of children we have the highest percentage of children now getting accepted and attending universities. And we're also seeing a significant increase in scholarships. We've doubled the amount of scholarships that students are generating from 5 years ago. And this year, we're on track to break that record again. In fact, you can go on our website and you can see we have 20 Dell Scholars. Each one of them got $20,000. There's only 400 Dell Scholars nationwide. San Antonio got 20, and we just found out yesterday we got another one, so we got 21 because they still keep coming. So one of the things that I'm also very proud of is that every one of our high schools is giving our children access for children to graduate with college credit. And let me tell you why that's so important. Because at the end of the day, we can all debate about the value of college, but we know that college is more expensive than ever. We know that students are taking out loans. And so we want to make sure that our children, first of all, have the confidence that they're ready for college, and so they can make that choice. So whether it's a community college, a university, a tier 1 college, that's the choice. Every one of our high schools now have programs so that every student has access to college credit courses. On average, 50% of our seniors are graduating with college credit coming right out of high school. By the way, you're going to see a video I'm going to show you. We now have programs now where our children can get associate's degrees while they're still in high school.
A PTech program is a school within school model. That means that a K through 12, Institute of Higher Education, industry and business partners, we allow students to earn a high school diploma as well as a post-secondary credential.
There are several outcomes that we seek when we have students in a PTech program. We want them to connect with industry all the way starting from 9th grade all the way through 12th grade, and actually connect with industry partners so they get an understanding of what industry they're focusing their work in, and they are actually connected to people in the industry. So when they do graduate, they have the opportunity to create that network, those opportunities to get that work-based learning experience, to actually get a job once they graduate or continue their education.
The ideal classroom at Edison PTech School of Business is one where students are engaged, highly engaged in order to succeed, where you'll see a lot of project-based learning. You'll see students interacting with one another, creating ideas, learning from one another.
At the Construction Science PTech at City Miller High School, we actually have an emphasis within 2 main strands, our construction technologies, construction science and management. You learn more about the sciences behind the construction industry. So you actually get to learn how to become a foreman and be the boss of the work site. In the power generation and alternative energy pathway, our students will be learning different skills necessary to work on solar panels or wind turbines.
When you enter the hallways at Fox Tech High School, the first thing that you notice is that it's different than any other high school because it looks like a hospital. We teach students from day one how to conduct themselves as medical professionals.
A student should enroll in Cyber PTech at Sam Houston High School if they're interested in information technology, computers, coding, and mostly if they're wanting to be able to join the workforce immediately in a high wage, high demand job.
In the PTech program, students will spend some time here at Highlands campus and some time at St. Philip's College, getting to actually build and fix airplanes, working with electronics on our manufacturing equipment, and working with robotics and animation. It's a really hands-on program.
PTech students are prepared to graduate from high school with a post-secondary credential. It allows career and technical pathways to occur while they are in high school, preparing them for high-wage, high-demand jobs.
I want you to know about these programs is that these are programs that we set up in the schools. But for example, we have a cybersecurity with a partnership with Accenture at Sam Houston. But if another high school wants to add that program, we say, go to Sam Houston, look what it looks like. And if you guys are on board to do it, we will create that program in your high school, or whether it's the medical program. At Fox Tech, it's unique because our students here in the PTech will be able to get an associate's degree and be 2 years away from being a registered nurse with a bachelor's degree right after high school. So think about that for a second. 2 years away, and San Antonio College will offer those 2 years. By the way, we're working with them so it will be free. So it'll be free while they're in high school, and they can get the 2-year degree, the 2 years they need free after even finishing high school. So those are the programs we are creating, everybody. So when we talk about access, we mean access with a capital A. So that is what we're creating here in this district. And again, these programs are meant to be replicated, but we want people to see what they look like. And one of the things that we're very proud of under Johnny Vahalik, which you saw in the video, look at the career certifications that our children are now graduating with. And I think it's very fitting because if you go back to the 80s, Fox Tech was known as the school you came when you wanted to get the old vocational certificates. If you guys remember, for those of you back in that era, we had vocational programs. And so Fox Tech was one of the schools that was really for that. And so here we are now, of course, in Fox Tech, fast forward, and now we're talking about healthcare. We're talking about technology. We're talking about, just really where really things have gone in our community. But look at where we were back in 2017. Only 17 of our graduates were graduating with career certificates, whether it was healthcare, technology. Look where we're at now. We're at 645, and that number continues to grow. And what's even happening now with the PTECs, now they're going to graduate with college credit in addition to that. So, you see, I think this is the same video we played already. So let me make sure we fast. Oh, here we go. And by the way, for us, one of the things I'm very proud of, and this has been a priority of our board, is that we believe in the arts. So when you saw our mariachi program, I'll tell you, I'm a math geek. I've always been excited by math. My father, second grade education, he loved math. And so when we were small, he would play math problems with us. And I remember that. And so I always had that love of math, but I know that's not for all of our students, right? What we see right now with our fine arts, it excites our students. Our fine art programs have been growing exponentially. And I'm going to show you a quick video of why that's happening.
Parents and community members can rest assured that fine arts facilities and programs are a priority in the 2020 bond and the 2016 bond. All of our elementary students have access to a visual arts class, and all but 2 of our campuses have access to an elementary music program. At the secondary level, all of our academies and middle schools have access to at least 2 fine arts programs at each campus. And that can be theater, dance, visual art, and any of our music programs, which include mariachi, orchestra, choir, and band. And at the high school level, all of our neighborhood schools have access to at least 6 fine arts programs. Thanks to all of the attention and improvements that the district has invested in our fine arts programs, we've seen an immediate increase in student achievement. So there's a tremendous benefit to participation in the arts, and our community and district leadership understands that.
So under Dr. Daniel Laudenbach, our programs have grown exponentially, but not only that, our teams, whether it's band, our music programs, they're starting now to compete both state and nationally. So our mariachi program is one of the national contenders for the mariachi nationwide. And we just got an award, a national award, the highest award you can get for music programs. We just got it for the 3rd year in a row. We just found out this week. So that is what's happening in your district with fine arts. And then the other thing I want to, when I got here back in 2015, one of the things that I noticed was that we had, 2 very strong dual language programs, one at Bonham and one at Herf. And it was interesting to me because when I looked at the population of children we serve, we have a large population of children that are English language learners, like myself when I came from Mexico. And when we looked at their data, they were underperforming our district. And so one of the things that we're able to do, we're able to attract one of the national leaders in the country, Dr. Olivia Hernandez, to come to our district. And she said, Pedro, the best way to serve these children is through dual language. And to do it also with elevating the culture, elevating their identity. And so we started putting in these programs. And by the way, we ask schools, if you wanna start becoming a dual language, again, it will be, we add the schools, we want you to do it slowly, do it right, make sure that you wanna do that with our teachers and parents. We started with 2 schools. We're now over 60 schools. 60% of our schools will have dual language programs for this fall. By the way, all the way through high school. And what we're seeing now is our English language learners are starting to outperform our other students, especially in 3rd and 4th grade. So that is what's happening right now with our dual language programs. And so these are expanding and they're throughout the entire district. And then finally, I want to just end with these two videos, and then I'm going to bring up Trustee Lechlow. These are two videos that showed you what we're doing with technology and transportation and how we have pivoted, especially as we respond to COVID.
Within the last 6-8 months, our district is truly a one-to-one district, both with Chromebooks and iPads. Now every student have their own dedicated device for learning. Another term that you'll hear in San Antonio is flagship classrooms. What those are model classrooms. They will be equipped with all the technology tools from the infrastructure, the laptop cards, the smart boards, all of the tools necessary for our future vision. Part of the technology strategy was learning everywhere. When they get on the bus in the morning, we wanted connectivity. When they get to school, we wanted connectivity anywhere on their campus. And the last piece of that puzzle was connectivity at home. So as a result of a partnership with the city of San Antonio, at the cost of $27 million, we have now started deploying access, internet access to our students' homes.
So we've got the coolest buses. All of them have Wi-Fi, so students can access tons of electronic books through the Bibliotech website that they can get on one of our buses. Our buses have GPS. They have a student badge program. All of our buses have both interior and exterior cameras. All of our route buses have AC, and then our new school buses have automatic anti-brake control and anti-skid control. Right now, about 40% of our school buses are propane. It emits fewer toxins. So our students who have asthma or breathing problems, it totally eliminates those for our students. So when the pandemic started, there was a concern about making sure that our students and our parents got food during this trying time. And so I know we called our drivers and all of them wanted to come in and help. We almost had about 100 school buses delivering meals. Each bus would deliver about 250 meals a day. And then we also delivered books as well, which was neat, and technology items as well too.
So now I'm going to ask Trustee Lechlow to come up, and I'll just say a few words. So Trustee Lechlow represents your district, District 1. And I'll tell you, one of the things I can say about Trustee Lechlow, he actually is very much, he likes to work behind the scenes. He's very humble, but he is an amazing thought partner for me. As I said earlier, when I started, he's the one that said, you know, Pedro, I would love to see a different kind of school in our district. And here we have Fox Tech, which at that time we had 300 students in this big campus. And we had Euclid, Austin Academy, that was closing. And I was getting emails from parents saying, please don't close our school. But we were down to 168 children, pre-K-8. Fast forward, we created the Advanced Learning Academy. It is now 5 years old this year. And we have a waiting list at Euclid. We have 300 children in there. We can't put any more children in there because of fire code reasons. We have a waiting list. And Fox Tech now, between Fox Tech Health and Law, between Cass Tech and ALA, we are now well over 1,400 students on this campus alone. That is what's happening. So again, you have an amazing advocate for your community, and it's my pleasure to bring in Trustee Lechlow.
It's so good to be here with you guys in person. Yeah, that deserves a round of applause. So my name is Steve Lechlow. I am a former teacher, a parent of a little one in SEISD. And for the last 8 years, I've had the great honor of serving on the SEISD school board. I represent District 1, which runs all the way from Hildebrand through downtown, down to I-10. So there are a number of absolutely amazing schools within this footprint, including the amazing and historical Fox Tech. Now, I have a personal connection to Fox Tech that makes this campus really special to me. My wife's grandparents were actually graduated from Fox Tech in one of the first graduating classes after it changed from Main Avenue High School to Fox Tech High School. They met in English class and they were married for 60 years. And so this is a very special place for my family. Pedro mentioned the alumni. There is no more engaged and passionate group of alums than at the Fox Tech High School. There have been a number of times where they've banded together, told me that they wanted to do something to help the kids and made a real impact on student life on campus. I am so proud that we have been able to return Fox Tech to the glory days when this building was full of students and full of energy and full of life. And I'll tell you, I have great optimism for the future of this building and the future of Fox Tech generally in these 3 campuses. I'm going to share a little bit of the data of the good things that are going on with you here tonight, and I'll do it very briefly. But first, I want to do what we always aspire to do in SAISD, which is elevate the voices of our students. So we have a 6th grader who's watching live and submitted a question for us, and I want to make sure that we answer the student's question. And so, the 6th grader says, I am a 6th grade student at ALA, and I participate in mariachi and theater. I heard that they are going to be building an auditorium. Do you know when it will start to be built? So that's an awesome question. One of the notable deficiencies in the facilities here at Fox Tech is that we don't have an auditorium. But Pedro mentioned the 2020 bond, and I believe $78 million is coming just to this campus and to this facility. And part of that $78 million is to build a brand new state-of-the-art auditorium that's going to be perfect for your mariachi and theater performances. It's going to provide us a space to gather as a group so we don't have to use the cafeteria space. And it's just going to be one part of an amazing transformation that this campus is going to continue to see. My favorite part of the upcoming renovations is we're going to be able to get rid of the spaceship that landed in the courtyard out there in 1955. And so we're going to have actual green space and common areas for our students to enjoy as they walk between classes instead of a spaceship. So that's a great thing. And thank you for your question. We do encourage anyone who's watching on the live stream to submit their questions. And of course, after I go through some of the stats, we're going to have some Q&A for all of you guys who've joined us today as well. Okay, so let me jump right in. I have a clicker here. All right, so in single member District 1, which remember goes from Hildebrand all the way down south of downtown, we have 6 campuses that are rated an A or a B. Fox Tech and Travis Early College High School are both A-rated campuses by the state. ALA and CAST are both B-rated campuses, and we have no doubt that their trajectory is up, and we know the great work that they're doing for students. Fox Tech is also the only one of our campuses who earned all possible distinctions, which measure different things that are taught at the school. And so we are so proud of all 3 of our campuses, all 3 of our schools on this campus. I mentioned both ALA and CAST Tech have maintained a B rating. Their trajectory is to the moon. In fact, many of their students might one day be going to the moon because of what they are learning at Fox Tech and ALA and CAST. And then over 90% of our students in the urban core here graduate college, career, or military ready. Now, we have seen quite a transition on the Fox Tech campus. Before my time on the board, the decision was made, and this is probably 15 years ago now, that because Fox Tech didn't have a natural neighborhood because of the highways, kind of secluded it from the neighborhood, and the student enrollment was declining, that maybe the district needed to re-envision what the campus life here looked like. And so what that resulted in is in 2010, the Law and Health Magnet opened. The Law and Health Magnet has always been a solid school, but I felt really bad for them because they were in this building, in this cavernous old building. This is before these renovations, without the thriving campus culture that so many of our other high schools have. And so Pedro mentioned a little bit about the backstory about how we wanted to fix that. We wanted to create a true high school campus environment for our kids. And so in the 2016-2017 school year, we launched the Advanced Learning Academy. We'll learn a little bit more about ALA or the Advanced Learning Academy in a little bit, but they immediately took off. And what I observed in just anecdotal interactions was a much richer high school experience for both the Fox Tech students and the ALA students, especially as ALA has grown a grade level year after year. We supplemented again that with Cass Tech in the 2018-2019 school year. Cass has become one of our best partners. They launched Cast Med, which is on the old Brook City base in 1920. And this year, we're proud to announce that we are starting what we're calling an H-Tech program on the campus associated with the Fox Tech Medical Magnet program. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a few minutes. But over the course of 10 years, you can see on this graphic, this campus went from quiet and forgotten to thriving and full of life. And it couldn't make me more happy to see that life be supplemented by all of these beautiful additions. That's just going to continue as we incorporate the next bond. So I mentioned the H-Tech, right? So first of all, Fox Tech back in 2012 won a national award, the National Blue Ribbon Award. This is something that is given to very few schools across the country, and it really is a significant measure of excellence. Fox Tech, like I mentioned, has always been an excellent school. And so this year we're supplementing that excellence with what we're calling H-Tech. Now the print is small up here, so let me tell you exactly what that stands for. So we're calling it the Healthcare Pathway in Technology, Early College High School, so H-Tech. And so effectively what we're doing with the H-Tech is we're bringing real world, real life, high level experiences in healthcare to our students. We're partnering with amazing partners to do this, and it's going to transform the medical education that our high school students are getting. They will truly be receiving college level experiences and real world experiences. They will be getting college credit while they're doing that as well. You can see on the next slide here that the Fox Tech senior class so far has over $2.8 million in scholarships, and you can see a smattering of some of the amazing colleges and universities that they're attending this year. We have high expectations for all of our students, including our students at Fox Tech. And what I know about high expectations for students is students always live up to it. And so this is just one example of how they were living up to those college-bound expectations. Oop, I think I went back on accident. There we go. So the next school we're going to talk about just a minute is ALA. We're going to go ahead and play.
Hi, my name is Emiliano. I'm a freshman at Advanced Learning Academy, and this is our makerspace where we bring design thinking to life with hands-on learning. We use this space to help us showcase what we know, our knowledge in the PBL. The whole new way where you get to research and then build something which is more hands-on. So it's more like, instead of just someone telling you, you kind of legitimately learn what you're using. And it just builds a whole new experience when you get to use your hands to create something that resembles what you just learned.
Something that makes ALA different is that we are on the same campus as two other high schools, Fox Tech and Cass Tech. So we get the opportunity to meet other kids and compete with them in athletics. So I competed in cross country this year, and I got to train with and meet students from Fox Tech and Cass Tech.
Hi, my name is Diego Villegas, and I'm a senior at the Advanced Learning Academy. One thing that is extremely special about the Advanced Learning Academy, and something that I don't see that much in other schools that I know is special about the Advanced Learning Academy, is the power of the student voice. The staff and faculty ensure that our voice is heard, and there are plenty of opportunities for us to voice our opinions or disagree with something if we don't like the way that the school is being run.
One of the things that makes ALA so special is that this is a place that prepares students for college, career, and life. Thank you for your interest in ALA. We look forward to welcoming you to our community.
Man, I can't say it any better than those students said it about what ALA is about. Let's give those guys a round of applause. So really, the only thing that I would add on to what those students and what Principal Beezer were saying is that ALA is the only pre-K through 12 campus in the district. You can start as a 4-year-old and you can stay in the ALA system all the way up through 12th grade. That is something special. It builds family, it builds culture, and it really allows these teachers and staff members to have a transformational impact on the entire life of a student. It's a special place with special people, just like all of our schools. Fox Tech, the campus we're at now, houses 4th grade through 12th grade. And the little ones are over on Euclid, right off San Pedro, in the 5 Points neighborhood. And so it again is a special place. Here you see a few pictures of the amazing things that our students get to do and experience at ALA. And we couldn't be prouder of the advancements that we've seen in the ALA community. ALA specifically, wrong button again. 1.5 million in scholarships so far. May sound like a paltry number, but you notice that's only 18 seniors that have earned all of that scholarship money. Truly amazing. Our seniors here at ALA work incredibly hard. That number 18 will grow as ALA continues to grow. And you see just among those 18, a number of amazing colleges and universities across the country that they have gotten into. The next school that we'll see a quick video on is Cass Tech.
Hi, welcome to Cass Tech. Here, we're not just focused on college prep. We are a career-based high school that is focused on lending students well-paid, high-demand jobs here in San Antonio. So come on in and check out our innovative campus.
My future feels a lot more well-prepared. I feel like I can step into being an adult tomorrow and I will be more or less okay, more than I would have been if I was at a different school, because here they want you to feel safe going into a new life, into a new place all by yourself, and to take strides in where you go.
Here at Cass, innovation is at the heart of everything we do. We don't look like a typical high school. We look like a high-tech company. So we have plenty of collaboration spaces where we work in small teams and groups. So we work together the way that we would in the workforce. We have plenty of great industry partners like HEB, who have sponsored our HEB Learning Staircase. Fun fact, here we have 50 mentors and 150 students in our mentoring program. As long as you're a sophomore or above and you apply, you too can have a mentor, so there's always room for growth. Here at Cass Tech, we have 4 different pathways that students can choose from, that being UX, UI, business, computer science, or cybersecurity. My pathway is cybersecurity, where we focus on obtaining our Red Hat certification.
There are so many things that I'm getting here that I would have never gotten in any ordinary high school, like MLA formatting, and then other things like cybersecurity stuff, computer programming, or even like basic human reaction, because we took UX and they were showing us about colors and how colors can put a certain tone and mood into things. So it's just very interesting to get a bit of taste from everything, especially the business. They showed us how to do taxes. They showed us how to do things that normal high schools would never show us. And it's just great. Here at Cass Tech, our students truly have a voice. This is evident in our UX UI pathway.
Once again, we got the patterns. Okay. Who would buy it?
Being at Cass makes me feel empowered. I've always felt like I had a voice, and here at Cass Tech, I feel like I can use it. And my future is definitely changed because of the opportunities that Cass has and it provides.
You can do almost anything that you set your mind to here because the teachers will be very supportive of it as long as you're willing to put in the time and the effort. You really can talk about what you want to talk about.
Really amazing what they're doing at Cass Tech. Cass Tech is the first high-tech high school in San Antonio. It already has an amazing enrollment and is growing every year. I want to share a personal story about Cass Tech that I think I've had memories of going back, watching this video. I can remember shortly after it opened, coming and speaking, just interacting with a high school student. And I was asking them what they're looking forward to most about Cass. And the student says something to me that contains words that I have never heard before, and letters, and all of it meant something to the student in the technology world, but was so far beyond what I was comprehending. And so between UX, which is a thing that I don't know what it is, but is apparently really amazing, and a lot of other technology-based classes and focuses, our students can come to Cass Tech to get an incredibly high quality technology-based education that's going to prepare them to do amazing things in life. I have no doubt that future technology entrepreneurs and app developers are going to be coming from Cass Tech in a way that's going to make us incredibly proud. Another interesting fact about Cass Tech, one question I get all the time about some of our choice schools, especially the high schools, is what about athletics? Cass Tech has some athletics for you. It's just not this type of athletics that you think about, right? So Cass Tech has the largest high school e-gaming team in the city, and they're really good at it. And it not only develops, satisfies that competition urge, but it also is super great for our students' intellectual development in a way that is meaningful. And so we are thinking about creative and out-of-the-box ways to engage our students. Cass Tech is leading the charge in that way. Here you can see 133 seniors going to graduate. We're expecting already $3.5 million in scholarships. And again, you can see some amazing colleges and universities, including Caltech, which is the premier math and science institution in the entire country. And one of our Cass Tech graduates is going there. It's incredibly exciting. One more specialized school to share with you. So let me jump now to Cast Med.
Hi, welcome to Cass Med, a career-based high school with an emphasis on medical and biomedical research. Let's check it out. At Cass Med, we have 3 pathways: biomedical, public health, and traditional medical. My pathway is traditional medical. Here at Cass Med, you will notice the campus is very much like a professional environment. Students get to work with new technology, like this virtual anatomage table.
The anatomage is like, it shows you the human body. You can pick whatever, male, female. And basically just like, you can like cut and you can see inside the body.
As students, we get to hear from industry professionals like Dr. Ochoa here in our auditorium.
Here we usually have a guest speaker,
probably every other Friday or every Friday. And since we're a medical campus, a lot of people want to come here and they want to teach us about all the different experiences that they had.
Another unique thing here at CASMED is that we're a dual language campus and even offer summer trips to universities in Mexico.
I take Spanish 1, and I think Spanish is important for job. So like there's other people who don't speak English, so it's good to be like bilingual so you can communicate and they can feel comfortable.
In the medical field, a lot of things are lost through communication, and making this school a dual language program is really important because if we want to be doctors, we want to learn how to communicate with everybody so we can help everybody and do the best we can.
I'm taking Spanish too, and I think it's important because we live in Texas where a lot of Spanish is spoken.
CASMED makes me feel really excited about my future because it is showing me everything I'm gonna do in the future. It's leading me through a very direct path that's really gonna help me get where I want to be.
So at CASMED, we transformed an old single-story office building down on Brook City Base into a cutting-edge medical school that our students are going to get to live and experience amazing things in the healthcare world. Two things that really stand out to me about CASMED. Number one, this summer, a number of 9th grade students were able to experience real-life surgeries in an internship that the SEISD helped line up for them. I mean, there's no quicker way to know if you want to be a surgeon or not than seeing surgeries in process. An amazing experience for our kids. And then I think one thing that might have we couldn't hear very well. CASMED is a dual language campus, and let me tell you why that's super important. In Texas especially, we have a deficit of doctors who are fluent in Spanish and who can serve underserved communities, especially in south of San Antonio in the Rio Grande Valley. CASMED, the aim of it is not only to prepare our students to succeed in life, but is prepare our students to serve those underserved communities. We want them to live and work in San Antonio and South Texas to fill in the gap that we currently see, to be able to provide services to many of our fellow Texas residents who have the most needs. And so we very intentionally, and the CASMED team very intentionally decided on the dual language pathway to include dual language for that reason. So today we've seen a whole lot of information here and in Pedro's presentation about a number of our choice schools. Of course, education is not binary. And one thing that we're proud of is that we have focused both on emphasizing creating new choice options so every student can find their best fit, while also building up all of our neighborhood schools. And so we have seen that a rising tide floats all boats. We have expanded in a way that Pedro talked about programs, dual language access in many of our neighborhood schools, while also creating these new and special programs that have been so amazing. The other unique models, in addition to the 4 you learned about today, we opened a few years ago the first public Montessori school in Bexar County. Traditionally, Montessori is a private school thing, but what we heard in the feedback from our parents is they wanted an option for that. And so we rolled up our sleeves and we decided we can do this, and we have. Not only did we open the old Steele Elementary as a Montessori school, which is down off Fair Avenue on the south side, but it was so successful and we had such a long wait list that we now opened this year a second public Montessori school on the west side right by Our Lady at the Lake at the old Rodriguez Elementary. We have a full feeder pattern now that is International Baccalaureate or IB certified. IB is the creme de la creme of international education standards. And the only place that you can get that in San Antonio is an SAISD. not only at the high school level, but also at the elementary school and middle school level. Again, our goal is to provide parents and families with choices so that every student can find their best fit. IB is the best fit for many students. We've also made sure that for all of the magnet programs that we implement across the district, that they're not limited just to that district footprint. We believe that our parents and our families should have the opportunity to go where they think their student's going to succeed. And so we've really prided ourselves in building up the ability of our students and our parents to experience new options, to go even to neighborhood schools that have specific programs all across our district, and we couldn't be more proud. All of our comprehensive high schools have AP classes and dual credit classes, and in many of them, we have early college high school programs, where, as Pedro mentioned, our students can graduate with a college associate's degree before they graduate from high school, and they don't have to pay a dime for it, which is truly unbelievable. So here you see on the next slide, all of our choice and magnet campuses. You'll note that many of those are neighborhood schools. And then here are the campuses that are the choice only schools. We do it purely lottery and in a way that is fair and equitable for all students. Many of those, 3 of those are on this campus, on this Fox Tech campus. We've talked a whole lot today already about the amazing academic results that we're seeing on these campuses. Here you see a few of those very specific ratings. And then we are so proud of our students and our family, and so proud for our families of the great work that's been happening at our choice schools. You can see again some of the highlights. We talked about dual language. We have pre-K across the district, Head Start, and even a dual language Montessori program. So the bond program was brought up earlier, and we're winding to a close now on the formal part of the presentation before we go to the question and answer. But Fox Tech as a campus has received funding from both the 2016 and 2020 program. In all, I think it's going to be around $100 million combined. This campus is going to be transformed into a 21st century learning environment that our students deserve. We're committed to providing that to them. All right, so we've done a whole lot of talking today. We hope that you found it informative and encouraging. I know that as I was reviewing the presentation, I was filled with optimism for what our students are doing, for what they can do, and what the opportunities that are provided to them will allow them to do in the future. Pedro's going to come back up. We're happy to answer any questions that you have or that have been submitted online. And again, we are so appreciative of your interest in your students' education in the Fox Tech campus in general, and for your time tonight. It's not easy to come at 5:30, and we really appreciate your dedication to your students. So thank you very much.
Just a couple of quick questions that we had ahead of time. But again, if you have another question, I think we give out note cards in case you want to give us one. But one was, for example, does Cass Tech have a different lunchtime than Fox Tech? So principals have said, yes, they do. So they actually, I got to give credit to our 3 principals here. It's, it's like a family. You know how you have family, you have siblings, and sometimes you get along with your siblings, sometimes you don't. You know how that is. And it's, there's some days you don't. Our 3 principals work amazingly together, and they collaborate on everything. So they're very careful and respectful, scheduling the children, whether it's lunchtime, using the library. By the way, if you don't know, so our library will be completely renovated with a bibliotech partnership, and they're going to be online resources for all of our students, and will be open to our parents and community in the evening hours. So by the way, that's coming as well. That's separate from the bond. That is completely separate from the bond. And that was actually one of the questions that we got, was about the bibliotech. So that is coming as well to Fox Tech. One of the questions, Ms. Beezer, is will our LAA students be able to have CTE certificates as well as eventually associate degrees? And I think that the short answer is our career tech programs are across our entire district. And so there's definitely certificates that are available in all of our schools, and all of our schools have access to college credit. So we have partnerships with UTSA, with our community colleges. We have now, by the way, it's a really cool partnership. We're expanding this where we're gonna have classes, online classes with Harvard, with the University of Phoenix, with Brown, and even Princeton. That is coming next year. So we're gonna start setting up online. These are gonna be like some of the coolest classes that are like some of like social justice classes that we will be able to have through those universities. And we're setting that up across the high schools. So the short answer is you're gonna be able to get college credit in our district. And again, the programs will continue to evolve. And by the way, my advice to parents, give us your feedback. So if you see programs that you really love and you say, you know, it'd be great if you could expand them across different campuses, that is what we wanna know. Because at the end of the day, everybody, I have 2 children in the district. One is 11, one is 7. They could not be more different. And they're both at 2 different schools because there's different things that motivate them. And so for us, our goal is, again, whatever makes your child excited about school, that's what we want. Let's see. So that's the main thing. And hopefully, again, you got a lot of, so here's a couple more questions. Okay. So maybe, Dr. Alcala, I'm gonna ask if you can handle a couple of these because these are very, very specific.
All right, the question is, where do you drop off your child for pickup drop-off? So that is over here in the main lot, but all of you families that are new, whether you're new to ALA, Cass Tech, or the Health and Law Magnet, we all have a summer orientation and we go over all of these things with you. And there's also a question for Cass Tech, is there a dress code? Yes, there is. And after this, we're going to be providing a tour of the campus. So I'm going to give you all of that information. You'll have that when we go over there to Cass Tech. And then first day, what procedures will be taken for students that are new to the school? So before school starts, we have a new student orientation. We have a save the date. We've already shared that's going to be the week of August the 2nd. The exact date and time is to be determined, but you will know that by the end of April. And we'll send that out to you. But then also we do new student orientation activities the first day of school as well. For students that maybe couldn't make that. So no worries, but I'm so glad people are planning ahead.
So myself and Trustee Letchler, we're gonna be here. So again, if anybody, if you have other questions, we're gonna be here. I definitely want, especially if you haven't done a tour of the building. And by the way, these sessions, they're to open up our buildings to the community. Because remember, because of COVID, we haven't been allowing visitors to come. So this is really us, it's our open house. And so we're doing 8 of these at each of our high schools, or 1 at each high school, because we want to open up the buildings and we want you to see the beautiful work that's happening, not only in our classrooms, but all the renovations that have been done. And especially our alumni, because again, they're so different. And by the way, Trustee Letcher will be doing one at Brackenridge. If you have not been in Brackenridge in the last couple of years, you need to see what the new Brackenridge looks like. It is completely different. And we have a lot of Brackenridge alumni in the community, but that's true for every one of our high schools. So again, everybody, take advantage of the tours, take a look at the classrooms, and you know that the commitment we have for you is that we will continue to make sure that we have the best programming, and we're gonna give our children the programs and the classrooms that they deserve, because we want them to reach their dreams, whatever those dreams are. So again, everybody, Trustee Letcher and I will be here. We'll be able to take more questions, take advantage of the tours. Thank you, everyone.
Welcome to Fox Tech High School and the Fox Tech campus. My name is Steve Leschlow, and for the last 8 years, I've had the distinct honor of representing the Fox Tech community on the SAISD school board. Today, I'll be your virtual tour guide for a tour of the new Fox Tech campus. The community surrounding Fox Tech is amazing. And today we're going to take you on a tour to show you exactly what Fox Tech has to offer. Fox Tech is actually a multiplex of campuses, 3 to be exact. In addition to Fox Tech High School, which has the Law and Medical Magnet program, we also have Cass Tech High School and the Advanced Learning Academy. Fox Tech High School is located in the heart of downtown San Antonio. It offers health and law magnets, a P-Tech program in healthcare and nursing, career pathways in public service, dual credit courses through the University of Texas at San Antonio, dual enrollment at the University of Texas at Austin, and extracurricular programs like academic decathlon, debate, athletics, band, dance, mariachi, newspaper, yearbook, and math club. As soon as you enter the front doors, visitors are greeted by our friendly front office staff. Through the wonderful work of Bond 2016, the Fox Tech campus has been transformed into a 21st century learning environment, complete with updated technology, new classrooms, a learning staircase for collaboration, lectures, and a brand new cafeteria that was relocated from the second floor to the first floor for ease of use between all of the campuses here. Cass Tech High School is Bexar County's first high-tech high school, and it boasts project-based learning and the opportunity to earn 2 years of college credit, tuition-free. Cass Tech opened its doors in August 2017 through a partnership with HEB, a group of local employers, and TechBlock. The buildings are modern, innovative, and allow for collaborative interactions between students and teachers, with features like flexible schedules, hands-on project-based learning, and real-world opportunities for problem-solving through job shadowing, mentorships, internships, and job opportunities upon graduation. The Advanced Learning Academy houses 4th through 12th grades at this location off North Main Avenue. ALA also has a separate campus on Euclid for pre-K to 3rd grade students. At Fox Tech, ALA students learn in makerspace classrooms, where they have the chance to get their hands dirty and physically create whatever their imaginations desire. Curriculum on this campus relies on project-based learning, which is an approach that emphasizes learning through creating. All students at Fox Tech have access to the outdoor amphitheater. This space overlooks the downtown skyline. It is an inspiring space where lessons can be taught and students have the opportunity to create and collaborate. The Fox Tech campus will also benefit from Bond 2020. The campus will receive additional enhancements, creating a richer and more robust environment for our students. We welcome you to the Fox Tech campus, and we can't wait to meet you.